Bullying is often misunderstood as a display of strength. However, beneath the surface of aggression and intimidation lies a foundation of deep-seated insecurity and fear. Bullies, rather than being individuals brimming with confidence, are often plagued by self-doubt and a lack of self-worth. They perceive themselves as inadequate or inferior in some way. This sense of inadequacy fuels their need to overcompensate. To mask their own vulnerabilities, bullies project an image of power and control. This outward display is a carefully constructed facade. It's a way to silence their inner critic, the voice that constantly reminds them of their perceived shortcomings. By putting on this act, bullies try to convince themselves and the world that they are anything but afraid. The act of bullying itself becomes a coping mechanism for these deep-seated insecurities. By targeting and belittling others, bullies seek to elevate their own status. They aim to create a sense of superiority in their own minds and in the eyes of their peers. This temporary boost in self-esteem, however, is fleeting. Ultimately, bullying stems from a place of weakness, not strength. It is an unhealthy and destructive way of dealing with inner turmoil and fear. Recognizing this underlying insecurity is crucial to understanding the motivations behind bullying behavior and finding effective ways to address it. Bullies are drawn to vulnerability like moths to a flame. They possess a keen ability to identify individuals who appear less likely to fight back. This selection process is not random, it's a calculated strategy to ensure a power imbalance. Bullies target those they perceive as weak, insecure, or different in some way. Physical characteristics, such as being smaller in stature or having a different appearance, can make someone a target. Social standing also plays a role, with those who are shy, introverted, or lacking a strong support system becoming easy prey. Differences in academic performance, interests, or even how someone dresses can also attract unwanted attention. This focus on perceived weakness stems from the bully's own insecurities. By targeting someone they believe to be inferior, bullies reinforce their own sense of power and superiority. They seek to validate their own self-worth by diminishing the worth of others. The tragic irony is that bullies often target individuals who possess qualities they themselves lack. Kindness, empathy, and sensitivity, traits that bullies may secretly admire, become points of attack. This twisted logic allows them to temporarily silence their own insecurities by attempting to extinguish these qualities in others. Bullying is often a smokescreen, a way for individuals to mask their own fears and insecurities. By projecting an image of strength and aggression, bullies attempt to create a buffer zone between themselves and their inner turmoil. They use intimidation and control as tools to keep their own vulnerabilities hidden from view. The fear of exposure, of being seen as weak or inadequate, fuels their need to dominate others. Each act of bullying serves as a temporary reprieve from these fears. It's a way to silence the inner critic, to drown out the voice that whispers doubts and insecurities. This constant need for validation and control creates a vicious cycle. The more bullies rely on intimidation to feel powerful, the more entrenched their fears become. They become trapped in a pattern of behavior that ultimately prevents them from addressing the root cause of their pain. Breaking free from this cycle requires bullies to confront their own vulnerabilities. It necessitates a willingness to look inward and address the underlying issues that drive their behavior. Only by acknowledging and addressing these deep-seated fears can bullies hope to find lasting peace and break free from the destructive pattern of bullying. Section 4. The tables turned. Silence in the face of confrontation. The bully's carefully constructed facade of power and control often crumbles when confronted with someone of equal or greater strength. This unexpected challenge to their authority can be a disarming experience, exposing the fragility of their self-image. Suddenly, the tactics that once guaranteed a sense of control lose their effectiveness. The bully, accustomed to intimidation and submission, is left grappling with an unfamiliar dynamic. This shift in power dynamics can be deeply unsettling for bullies. The bravado and aggression that typically characterize their interactions evaporate, replaced by an unexpected silence or a retreat into themselves. This reaction, however, is not a sign of remorse or understanding. Instead, it reflects the bully's struggle to reconcile their carefully crafted image with this new reality. Section 5. Unveiling the cowardice, the psychology of a muted bully. The bully's silence in the face of confrontation speaks volumes about the true nature of their behavior. It exposes the cowardice that lies at the heart of their actions. Stripped of their ability to intimidate and control, they are revealed as insecure individuals, ill-equipped to handle a situation where their perceived power is challenged. This silence is not a sign of thoughtful reflection or a sudden change of heart. Rather, it stems from a place of fear and a desperate attempt to preserve their fragile ego. The bully's mind races to make sense of this unexpected challenge, to find a way to regain control of the situation and protect their carefully crafted image. This internal struggle manifests as a retreat into silence, a way to avoid further exposure and maintain the illusion of power. They may minimize their actions, deflect responsibility, or even attempt to justify their behavior. However, their silence betrays their true feelings: fear, insecurity, and a desperate need to protect their fragile ego. Section 6. Breaking the cycle. Recognizing bullying for what it is. Understanding the psychology behind bullying is crucial to breaking the cycle of abuse. It's essential to recognize that bullying is not about strength, but rather a manifestation of deep-seated insecurity and fear. By exposing the cowardice that fuels this behavior, we can begin to dismantle the power dynamics that allow it to thrive. Addressing bullying requires a multifaceted approach. It involves creating environments where empathy and respect are paramount, where differences are celebrated rather than ridiculed. Empowering bystanders to speak out against bullying is also essential. Bystanders have the power to shift the balance of power and create a culture of intolerance towards bullying behavior. Equally important is providing bullies with the opportunity to confront their own insecurities and develop healthier coping mechanisms. This may involve counseling, therapy, or other forms of intervention that address the root causes of their behavior. By understanding bullying as a sign of weakness rather than strength, we can create a world where individuals feel safe, valued, and respected for who they are.